Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Ohanaeze Ndigbo has raised alarm over the statement that was made by Malami over the activities of IPOB against the country. And you know that yesterday there was a press conference by Malami, and he stated a lot of things, that virtually everything that has happened in South is traceable to the activities of IPOB, especially Mazi Tucano, who is their leader. And right now, Ohanaeze is shouting. At the same time, they are calling forth the agreement between the U.S. and Nigeria over the purchase of the Tucano jet. And also, in an interview, you're going to hear what one of the, I think, security advisor of U.S. had to say about that agreement, that it was targeted. The reason why it was so was because of what is going on in the Northeast. You're going to hear other things that he has to say. And what Ohanaeze Ndigbo is telling President Muhammadu Buhari. We are going to share all of this with you in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. The United States of America has said that the Nigerian government is expected to deploy the Super Tucano aircraft only in the northern part of the country, where insurgents have engaged in a decade-long activity of taking down thousands and displacing millions. According to Punch, the U.S. Principal Deputy National Security Advisor Jonathan Fina, at an event attended by the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Maribeth Leonard, said the terms of the agreement during the sales of the 12 Tucano aircraft was explicit. Reacting to a question whether the Tucano fighter plane might be deployed against secessionists in the Southeast, Fina said the plane were an important platform for security, particularly in the North, expressing pleasure over the conclusion of the deal. Fina said, and I quote his words, "We are pleased to deepen our security cooperation with the Nigerian government. I think we made it very clear our expectation about this platform, where it would be used and in the right way, and we are always raising concern when we have them, and that it's true with all our security partners around the world. This is an important platform for security, particularly in the North, and we are pleased the transaction is finally concluded." The federal government had proscribed the indigenous people of Biafra in the Southeast, and despite public outcry, designated the agitation group as insurgent, fueling fear that the Super Tucano might be deployed to harass the resident. On Wednesday, it has been reported that the military has not been able to deploy the Tucano plane to crush the bandit in the Northwest because the agreement signed with the United States was that the aircraft bought from the U.S. would be deployed against insurgents and not bandits. This implies that the fighter planes have only been deployed to fight insurgents in the Northeast. It was gathered that the complaints by the service chiefs led to the recent recommendation by the Senate and the House of Representatives that bandits should be designated as terrorists so the plane could be deployed against the bandits. The federal government had ordered 12 A-29 Super Tucano aircraft to aid its war against insurgency in the Northeast. The aircraft were said to have cost $43 million. On July 22, 2021, the Nigerian Air Force said in a statement by its spokesperson, Air Commodore Edward Gabwaits, that the first batch of 6 of the Tucano aircraft arrived at Kano at about 12:34 p.m. Also on October 18, 2021, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said the remaining 6 have been received and had been deployed to the Southeast. Meanwhile, in another development, the Igbo sociocultural group Ohanaeze Ndigbo has warned the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, over his alleged plot to lobby the deployment of the newly purchased Super Tucano fighter jet to the Southeast region. The caution followed a press conference by Malami, where he mentioned security violations allegedly executed by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Ohanaeze described Malami's statement as a latest attempt to justify the planned deployment of the jets to the southeast zone where the IPOB was clamoring to break away from Nigeria. Ohanaeze stated this in a release by Mazi Okechukwu Zoro, the Secretary General of the Je.t led Ohanaeze Ndigbo. He said in a statement that Malami is setting the stage for the justification for the deployment of the acquired Tucano fighter jet to the southern part of the country. The federal government had concluded the strategy to use the Super Tucano jets in the southeast. We raising this alarm because it appears that there is a concluded plan to invade the southeast in the name of fighting insurgents, but they should reconsider the lives of innocent citizens who are at risk of this plan. Ohanaeze scribe wondered about the Nigerian government delay in declaring bandits and Fulani herdsmen as insurgents. He added that we are aware of the conditions attached to the acquisition of the Tucano jet, which was limited to insurgents in the northeast. What Malami is doing now is to convince the world that IPOB is also a terrorist group, and then unleash the jets on the southeast and totally annihilate the Igbos. This is totally unacceptable. We are calling on President Muhammadu Buhari not to deploy any Tucano jet to the southeast. We believe that bandits that shoot down military aircraft and shot at Abuja-Kaduna train should be declared insurgent before any deployment to the southeast. Another reporter has gathered that part of the agreement between President Muhammadu Buhari government and the United States before the acquisition of the jet was that they would be deployed against the activities of insurgents in the northeastern part of the country. Wow. I mean, this is the issue on ground here demands a lot of wisdom and kind of respect the leaders in the southeast for what they have been doing, prompting everyone who is trying to make their own environment ungovernable or who are trying to come against them with everything to realize that we still care for our people. And guess what? For me, that's the ideal responsibility of a socio-cultural group like Ohanaeze Ndigbo, always being at the forefront of every fight that involves the region and always ensuring the preservation of life and properties of the indigenes or the citizens of the southeast. And guess what? They are doing a good job, because with all of this prompting we are seeing on the media is a pointer to the fact that they still want their region fully preserved. A day ago, Malami, Attorney General of the Federation, came up with very lofty write-up about the activities of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and tend to have put everything that has happened thus far in the southeast and other parts of the country on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The shocking aspect of it was when a leaderless protest like #EndSARS was still roped on it, that he took advantage of it and did this and did this and did this. Man, that's why you see Ohanaeze Ndigbo is crying out, because all of that is to justify why this and this should be done in the southeast and all of that. Let's see how we can correct all of these via peace, because intensifying it or trying to bring up issues like this would not help matters. Instead of that, it will cause us, to reflect more and more at what had happened in 1967 to 1970, which may possibly happen again. Let's try to see how we can settle for peace, because for me, that's the best. If Nigeria or if the whole country in every region, there will be, systematic progress.